Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Tuesday morning live broadcast. And first and foremost, I'd like to thank everybody for to say to everybody that tried to get on some of the sessions that we did on Sunday night or yesterday. And we're concerned that I wasn't there. It's a holiday weekend. And while on most holidays, I'll pop on to help a lot of my coaching students. But this is a special holiday weekend, and we actually have it's probably the busiest weekend in Miami. We have the boat show, we've got an art show, the town is full, and I had an opportunity to basically spend a lot of time with my granddaughter. So they were supposed to send out a notice about it, and apparently some technical glitch kept it from going out. And I was really moved by a lot of the messages that I got. People concerned, am I okay? Is everything all right? I assure you, I am okay. Everything is all right, and I'm really excited tonight. We have our fourth and final session of our February boot camp. And then on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we have our 3-day top earner retreat. And I'm really excited about some of the things that all right, and so let me take a look at who wrote in. And then we've got a couple of conversations going on that we can certainly take a look at. Now, let me see who's here. Now, for those of you that are coaching students, if you have any questions, you have anything you want me to take a look at, please put them in the chat window. And let me basically summarize something that we covered last night, and it's actually posted up on our YouTube channel. But right now, there is a major network marketing eruption that's taking place right now. It was basically announced last night at 7 o'clock. I don't even know the name of the company yet. But well-recognized leaders from 5 established network marketing companies, including Viseo, Jeunesse, Isagenix, MonaV, and ACN, have announced the launch of a new company. And there are going to be leaders from other companies as well that are going to be jumping into this. I understand there's a Melaleuca leader that's jumping into this, and so the name of the company is being revealed last night, and the names of other leaders from other companies will be forthcoming. Now, leaders, when they join a new company and they make a public announcement about it, if they're making any money in the company that they're in, that goes away. The company will basically terminate them and suspend them. And at the same time that there's a network marketing eruption, there's also going to be a major network marketing disruption. Because if you're a leader and you have members of your team and you're in any of the companies that were mentioned, then you can expect that some of your leaders and some of your people are going to hear from these other folks who are going to try to sell them on getting into that new business. So when leaders leave a company to join another company, they try to bring as many leaders and people from their old company with them as they can to the new company. So there is a continual, perpetual storm of opportunity in network marketing. Most people don't know about it. And what we're going to be talking about this weekend is how this phenomenon affects you and your business, because every month 200 companies close, fail to launch, merge with other companies, or make unpopular changes that drive their leaders and teams to other companies. And we've been talking about the difficulties that distributors in Isagenix were having, this difficulties distributors in Jeunesse were having, resulted in some of these changes taking place. Every month, 300 new companies are launched, and statistically, 93% of them are going to fail within 5 years and drive their leaders and teams to other companies. So Jeunesse, at the end of January, was sold to an investment firm, and Kim Wei, who was the top earning network marketer with Jeunesse, resigned a few months back to join forces with other successful leaders from the company to create a new company. So last night, it was all about Kim and all the excitement. This company is being launched. They're opening up in 14 countries simultaneously. And they're saying this is the greatest thing. This is the biggest thing that the network marketing industry has ever seen. And you just have to remember, there's a story behind every story. So she showed, they have a video showing the power of the movement, but there was a small line of print, shows the power of our new pay plan. This is not the final pay plan. And when you get involved with startups, you can expect changes. So a lot of times they'll start a company and they'll create outrageous pay plans to encourage people to join. And then after 60 or 90 days, if they've got a massive influx of people, they come back and they change the pay plan. George has been a leader and $1 million earner in 4 companies. I've known George. George has been following me since the AOL days. I met him about 2000, and I think it was maybe 15 at Isagenix's big event in San Diego. I was doing a training for a bunch of leaders. And George, like most top earning leaders, has a story. The first network marketing company he was in was called Vaxa. And in the retreat, we'll talk about George's story because he's a great guy. The company went out of business, so we joined USANA. Again, he became $1 million earner in USANA because when Vaxa closed, he brought his friends and a bunch of leaders from that company into USANA. He was with USANA for 8 years. And then Jimmy Smith, who had gone over to Isagenix 2 years earlier, finally convinced George to take a look at Isagenix, which had better internet tools. So we joined Isagenix, and he was $1 million earner for 13 years. So you might ask yourself, well, why would somebody that is making money in a company leave the company and go someplace else? Everybody's got a story. In George's case, it was a personal issue. He put the Isagenix business in his first wife's name, and then he ended up divorced her, and ended up marrying Adrian, who was also an Isagenix distributor. Wife wasn't too happy about that. Some issues came up where his wife was not distributing the funds the way she was supposed to. And so he had no choice. So he left Isagenix, went over to Viseo. He's been there, I think, 3 years, and he hit the diamond status. And so you have to ask yourself, why, if he's so hot for Viseo, why would he join this new startup? And there's a whole big explanation. We went over it last night. I'm not going to get into it tonight. But what's going to happen is Viseo is going through a major change. And a lot of the people that are in Viseo are not going to be thrilled with the change. And they're going to be looking for other opportunities. Why Viseo is winding down, per se, and the people are being are literally being moved over to this new startup, is something that we're going to be talking about probably on Wednesday night, but it's going to be a big part of our retreat this weekend. Now, Dallin Larson, just so to give you some background, was initially a Nu Skin distributor. And then he was hired by USANA as their VP of marketing. USANA has never developed a social media presence. The USANA reps have limited internet tools. And so in any event, after working for USANA, he left to start MonaV with 6 investors. MonaV was one of the juice companies. They ran it until 2014. And at that point, MonaV merged with Jeunesse. Jeunesse was acquiring a lot of companies. Well, now, so you got people in MonaV that went to Jeunesse. Jeunesse has had a very rough period. Now, Jeunesse has literally been taken over by an investment company, which is going to change things. It's going to change the compensation plan. It's going to change the products that they offer. So in 2017, after 3 years, he started Viseo. A lot of people in MonaV were very unhappy with Dallin because they blamed him for the merge, and they actually blamed him for the demise of MonaV. I was working with 7 of the top earners in Jeunesse, and back in 2015, they were wild and excited because using my system, they knew that they could go into Europe, they could go into South America, into places, new countries, and have a ball prospecting and recruiting. And what happened was Jeunesse merged with MonaV. And MonaV already had leaders and distributors in the countries that they were merging with, which is one of the reasons that a company will merge, to expand their markets. It is a big deal for a company to get their products into a country. Once they're in the country, it's not a big deal for them to add new products. Now, I'm currently working with many of the leaders and top earners and their teams in over 100 companies. Now, many of my students started where you are, and today and became the top earners and leaders in their companies thanks to social networks like Facebook and LinkedIn. But you have to know the deal. You have to know the rules. Many did it faster by bringing top earners and their teams from other companies into their company. I was in network marketing for 3 years before I knew anything about this, and I learned it by accident. But I grew a team from 350 people to 7,000 people in 18 months when I learned what was really going on in the business. And then the company that I was with merged with Prepaid Legal, and we, for all intents and purposes, lost our business. Don't get me wrong. You'll never meet anybody that is more passionate about network marketing. I am, to this day, a super enthusiast for the business, but you have to know the deal. You have to know the rules. You have to know what's going on. And when you do, and none of this stuff is ever talked about. So over the last 27 years, I worked with the leaders and top earners in over 700 companies that closed. They failed to start. They terminated agreements with their distributors. They changed the comp plan or made other unpopular changes that forced their leaders to leave and find other companies. Some started their own companies. Some went to other companies or left the industry altogether. Many turned to creating their own products and became coaches. Many became affiliate marketers. And these are all phenomenal prospects for you and for your business. As companies close or make decisions that are not appreciated by their leaders and distributors, the result is the migration of people out of the company and into something else. And in this large group of dissatisfied, frustrated, and unhappy people are leaders with teams that will follow them to another company. These leaders are commonly referred to as whales. And when you bring a whale into your business grows faster. Tonight in boot camp, we're going to talk a little bit about it. For those of you that haven't registered yet for the retreat, I'm probably going to be shutting down registration probably by Thursday. And so if you haven't registered yet, check your emails. I'll give you a link to register. Every retreat we do, and we do them now once every quarter, is different than the previous one. So let me take a look. And you can watch the recorded session if you can't attend all of them. All right. So let me pop over here on LinkedIn. And I want to remind you, things are changing. This new feature, Celebrations, is going to take 3 of my most effective strategies where you changed your job on your profile, where you create an anniversary or you post your birthday. And it's going to give you great opportunities to start or restart a conversation with people. This is huge. Now, okay, so I'm going to jump into Glenn's account, and then I'm going to jump into James' account, and we're going to demonstrate Testing, can you hear me now? Testing. Okay. All right. Now, let's pop out of Lens account. Let's move over to James. I'll jump into my account. Let's go over here to messages. Okay, so we're going to come over here first, and we're going to look at Suzanne. All right. Now, she told you her mother's in the hospital, colon cancer, and they think that she's got breast cancer. So we told her on Friday, I'm heading out of town for a quick mini vacation as it's a holiday weekend. Hope you have a nice weekend. When I return, we can talk about your passion for training others and how we can capitalize on this by working together. So we are not going to get back, and we're not going to talk about her health. She's looking for a business because she needs to pay her medical bills. So now, she wrote back to you, and we know that if we write to her now, she's going to write back. So today is Tuesday. It's the beginning of the week because yesterday was a holiday. I hope you had a nice weekend. We could have said, I hope you have had a nice weekend considering your health issues, but we're not even going to mention them. Okay? Now, so we asked her here, what experience have you had with a network marketing business model? Now, you've been talking to her for a long time. She never answered. So you asked her again, and she didn't tell you. So she's trained everywhere. Okay. Now, if it was going to cost you $500 to give you the link, to give anybody the link, all right, now, let's look at the last one. Okay. Following the scripts. Time to grow. So he worked for this company for almost 2 years. He worked at this company for 5 years. Director of Customer Service, 6 years. Now, according to his profile, it shows he's still working. All right. So the question is, when that's the question. Another way would be either one, but you want to have conversation. Now, to create some diversity, let's go on the internet. If the plan doesn't work, change the plan, but never the goal. So we want to find an image. So we'll take this one. First, we'll send that. And we want to make this conversational. Now the question. Now, why do we want to know how long he's been out of work? So you'll have a better idea of where he is in the process. If he just lost his job last week or last month, then he's busy, resumes, setting up interviews. The longer he's been out of work, the better. All right. Now we're going to be back at 4:00. Bill, let me. Take a moment. Okay, let me. All right, now this. That is my LinkedIn page, the link to my LinkedIn profile. And that is the link to my Facebook profile. So first and foremost, you have to send me a connection request so I can find your profile and look at your page. And I'm going to pop over here. Well, well, I've got to jump off, but let me just close. By saying this, Floyd, you haven't done anything. There are some simple things that you could be doing. You're in the January boot camp. February boot camp. You're in the retreat. But you haven't done anything. You've got. Well, I'll try to reach out to you and give you a call. Until 4 o'clock this afternoon, best of luck in building your business.